Hi, I'm Vanessa with WImberley Glassworks. We're co-hosting today with the Montgomery County Home and Outdoor Living virtual show. Today we're going to take you into the hot shop to see a live glassblowing demonstration of our team of artisans creating our river timber lighting collection, which is something that's really special to us at the Glassworks. For 29 years now, WImberley Glassworks has been creating art glass collections, glassware, and lighting here in the Texas Hill Country. At that time, about 5 or so years ago, we had a devastating flood here, and this is where the story of river timber begins. At that time, Tim DeYoung, the owner and lead designer, had a desire to create something beautiful from the devastation that happened to so many of us then at that time. And this is where it gets really interesting. So I'm going to turn the camera around and have you take a look at this. In the area, we came across a mill that had lots of fallen floodwood. And we thought it'd be a lot of fun and interesting to take these pieces of wood, have a chainsaw drill out the core in the center, and this is a mold that we would close up and blow glass into. That would create a texture on the outside of the glass and turn into our river timber lighting collection. I'll take you on a tour of the gallery later and I'll show you what this lighting collection actually looks like. For now, let's go into the hot shop and we'll see the glassblowing demonstration up close. This is our hot shop. They've already gotten started on a piece, and it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to make. These pieces are rather large, so it takes a team to be able to make them. Feel free to ask us any questions or send us any comments if you like. Right now it's just started as a small bubble. And this piece is larger, so they're going to be adding layers and layers of hot glass to this till it gets to the right size. The floodwood stump that I showed you out in the gallery had all the bark on it, but now we do these pieces as a milled piece. Here's the mold that we're going to be blowing into today. You can see how it's charred on the inside. That creates the texture of the glass for our river timber lighting collection. So glass is about 800 degrees where Wes is standing right now, holding that piece in front of him. It's 2100 degrees in that reheating chamber you see over there that's glowing like the sun. You have to keep glass hot. And it's very viscous too. If you keep it in place, it'll droop like honey. So Wes is going to be doing a strip gather of another layer of glass on this piece. We do more layers, the bigger the piece. This is a lot of fun to watch. See how hot that is? Jared's using one of the paddles to block the heat from Wes's hands. And Wes is using a block to start creating the shape of the piece. We use stainless steel pipes. They don't conduct heat as easily as other metals. And Wes is cooling down the pipe right now. The bigger this piece gets, and the hotter it gets. We have to keep reheating it to keep it hot. If it cools down even slightly, then the piece will crack. That's the reheating chamber, also called the glory hole. Where all the masterpieces are made. Wes is heating up nice and hot. This is going to be a clear piece. We're not going to be adding any color to this one. The Marver table is something that goes back to ancient times. This is an ancient art craft. Cools down the glass to help retain its shape. And you can see that we blew bubble into that. It's getting a little bit larger now. Piece is just starting to take shape. This is going to be one of our light shades for our river timber collection. It's pretty warm in this room. It can get up to about 180 degrees in front of that furnace standing there. It's a pretty nice day out here today, though. Now we've got it fully opened up because the piece is getting bigger, and we need to give it more space inside the reheating chamber. Jared's getting it nice and hot to pass it over to Wes, who is going to shape this piece with, believe it or not, a wet piece of newspaper between his bare hand and that 1,000-degree piece of glass. And you can see how Jared's blowing into the glass some more right now. Glass doesn't stick to the wet newspaper. Now we're letting it cool down just a bit to help keep its shape. And then heating up the end of it again. For those of you that are just checking in, thanks for joining us today. This is all part of the Montgomery County Home and Outdoor Living virtual show. And we're just really excited to be here to have you see us blowing glass live. Now these light shades in the end are going to be about 18 inches long by about 6 inches wide. That sleeve around Tim's arm is for heat protection also. You can see how this piece is getting longer. So where it gets pretty exciting. The torque on the end of that blowpipe is getting pretty heavy. Give it a little more shape. And then we're going to be blowing this piece into the fallen floodwood mold that we have prepared over here, which gives it its beautiful texture. Heating up a little bit more. And I'm going to take you around this side. Here's our ladder that Wes is going to climb up. This is the milled fallen floodwood mold that we're going to be blowing this glass into. Spare wood. This bubble's going to fit right inside there. So Wes is blowing into it so the glass takes shape of the mold around it. It burns the wood around it and kind of creates the texture of these beautiful pieces. Check that out. Aren't those beautiful? I love this pattern. Now we're giving it a little bit more shape. So you can see from the glow of the furnace how beautiful the light through this glass is. We use torches to keep the piece hot because it's too big to fit into the reheating chamber now. And if glass cools down, it'll crack. You can see we've got a team of 3 working on this piece because it's getting rather large. So pretty soon we're going to be crimping the end of this piece at the blowpipe to break it off and put it inside of our annealer, which is like a big oven that slow cools the piece overnight. So there's no stress on the glass and it stays strong for a lifetime. Everybody cross your fingers. This is one of the crucial spots. Tim's putting on the gloves and the mask. This thing is radiating a lot of heat. And just after the demonstration, I'll take you out into the gallery and show you what these river timber lighting look like. In their final form. Ooh, perfect. After they get that in there, it's 800 degrees, slow cools to about 200 over 24 hours. I'm going to walk you into the gallery and we'll take a look at this finished piece. Thanks again for joining us today. You can come out and see us blow glass anytime. We've got our studio and gallery here. All right. This is our river timber collection. Lighting. These pieces are about 18 inches long, 6 or 7 inches wide, and we do them in different colors too. but I think they're some of our most spectacular pieces. Now I'll take you through our gallery to take a look at some of our other lighting. Everything's custom here, so you can choose your fixture, the type of glass you'd like to have, the pattern, the color, the shape of the shades, and put your whole look together. We've got chandeliers and pendants. You can see more of what we've got online if you want to go through our virtual booth at the show. You can order online, and we do shipping too. This is our Emerald Ocean pattern. Bird's nest texture. And some of our sconces. We use Hubbard & Forge lighting, which is all hand forged in Vermont. And we have our own designs that are also created here in Texas. These are our platter sconces, another one of my favorites. And then we also have lamps, floor lamps and table lamps too. So thanks for joining us today. Tomorrow we'll be back with another glassblowing demonstration, making something from our art collections. A platter. It's a lot of fun to watch. Hope to see you then too. Thanks.